Let's discuss what we can expect today. Mama Donna facing a mandatory life sentence for the first-degree murder of her former son-in-law, Dan Markel. So question really is, are we going to see some emotional impact statements today, perhaps from the Markels? We all remember Phil Markel speaking out in the courtroom right after the guilty verdict.
In the Jewish custom, we have an expression to always wish others to live to 120 years of age. For Donna, I wish her to live to 120, alone in her jail cell. I wish that every day of her remaining days, she thinks about the harm she has caused to so many, especially those two boys she claims to have loved so much. For these reasons, Your Honor, I ask the court sentence Donna Adelson to the maximum possible sentence. And my only short question to Donna, was it worth it?
What a moment that was. So, will Donna give a statement today? She's going to be afforded that opportunity. Will she take it? Let's take some predictions now. Send us yours on social media. I want to bring in our legal eagles. Good morning to Jessica Mashali and Mario Gallucci. Wonderful to have you both on the program today. So what do you think? Is Mama Donna gonna talk? Jessica, start us off, please.
You know, it's so hard to know. I was kind of surprised she didn't testify. I think that her only shot, which it was a small shot, but her only shot at that trial was to have testified. If there is some truth inside her that she is not responsible, she should have come out and said that, and she would have come out and said that. So will she speak today? I'm not sure how it can help, because anything other than remorse will have no impact on the court. She's probably already thinking about her appeal, and so anything she says here can and will be used against her, so she cannot express any remorse. So I'm not sure what the point of her statement would be. I think she might stay silent.
Appreciate it, Jessica. All right, Mario Gallucci, we want your prediction. What do you think?
I agree with Jessica. There's no win for her here. I mean, there's nothing she could possibly say that's going to change the sentence. I mean, she's looking at a minimum of life in prison, and then she was convicted on other counts. And those counts could run consecutive. So, I mean, there's nothing she could possibly say today that's going to mitigate any of the damage that she's already caused to herself. So I doubt very much that she would say anything. And once again, you know, like Jessica just said, she could say something that could affect an appeal. So I doubt she speaks.
Right. Great insight from you both on that. Let's take a look at what Ruth Markel said after the conviction.
We have had access because of the Markel Act. So as it was passed, it opened up. Wendi had invited us to the bar mitzvah. So we had a little bit of an opportunity to have communications and some visits, but they're highly choreographed. It's not a natural process. We're looking for when we can communicate via email, via phone. We have everything is done still through Wendy's devices, let's call it, and time frames. So we're looking for a more natural opportunity.
Oh, that question was in regards to whether they have a relationship with the grandkids. How sad this is, that this whole nightmare, this criminal plan, the plot, the sinister nature of it all harmed those kids so much that they don't get to know these lovely people who have just, I mean, minimal contact with them. They've seen them from what we've heard from folks that have come on the show that are close to the Markels. It's not, you know, a daily, weekly, or even monthly thing. It's been seldom, and that's very sad. She mentioned Wendi, which makes me wonder, is anybody going to speak up for Mama Donna? Jessica and Mario both don't think we're going to hear from Donna, but might any other Adelsons speak up for Donna today? Jessica, what do you think?
Hard to say. I think that Wendi loses nothing because she has testified so much and said so much, whether we believe it or not. She has come out and she said it because she had to. So I don't think she loses anything by saying some words for her mom. But again, it all goes back to what can be accomplished. And since nothing can be accomplished here today, I don't see why there would be any risk, why anybody would come forward.
Sure. What about Harvey? He stood by his lovely bride, Donna, since, you know, day one. We've seen him in every single day of the trial. He was there with her when she got arrested on the jetway. Mario, what do you think? Is Harvey going to come to the rescue?
I doubt it. I think, you know, he's the dutiful husband. He stood by his wife, but there's nothing, like Jessica just said, there's nothing that can happen in that courtroom today that's going to be helpful. I mean, if he wants to show his support for his wife, which he's been doing all along the trial, maybe he'll say some nice words, but I don't think there's nothing that's going to help. She's a regular, like, Ma Barker, this woman. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really is. I have a clip. This is of Mama Donna Adelson after the verdict, and this is some footage where we see a very different version of her than what we saw in the courtroom. Now that she knows what the final result is, she's not happy. Let's watch. Oh, she's not taking it well at all. Are things getting real for her? You know, we all know that a prison is way worse than the county jail. I mean, she has not done well in county. So let's talk about what's ahead for her. She's looking at mandatory life on this one. Mario, let me start with you here, please. I don't know how she's going to fare. What do you think?
It's going to be a major adjustment for her, a major adjustment. She's going to have to embrace what her new lifestyle is going to be. There are things she can do while she's in there, classes she could take to deal with the depression she's now going to suffer as a result of being in jail until, you know, she passes. So she better take advantage of the opportunities that she has to make whatever stay she's got in jail as comfortable as possible. But she's going to have a very difficult time in the beginning to the adjustment, very difficult time, especially coming from her socioeconomic background. I mean, this is something that she would never have dreamed of being in. You know, this is a woman who lived a very lavish lifestyle, had the best things in life, and now she's going to be in a cell. So it's going to be a very big adjustment for this woman.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Jessica, let me ask you, please, practicing in Florida, is there a women's prison you're thinking of where she may be sent to? Is there a certain place that may be typical for someone like Donna?
Not that I'm aware of. I can't think of it, but I agree with Mario that she will have a hard time in the beginning. But I actually think that what we just saw from her was a lot of theatrics. There's no way she didn't expect to lose this trial after everything that's happened. What I think is that there'll be motions about her health. She will suddenly have heart attacks and things like that. And there will be motions trying to get her out of custody for those reasons. I see that coming. I don't think she's giving up. I also think that her money helps her in prison, because what I know as a criminal defense attorney is that in prison, you can buy all kinds of things. You can buy a contraband cell phone. You can pay other people to do whatever you want them to do for you. There's a lot you can do with money. So I also think that that's what's coming for her. And I think that she's kind of a ringleader, and we all know what she's capable of.
We sure do. Well, I love that. I love everything you were just saying there, Jessica. Yeah, you got me thinking about what's going to come next, what issues are going to come up. You're right, because it was, I mean, quite frankly, it was ridiculous what she was bringing up in one of those motions hearings about complaining about carbs and her earwax buildup. I mean, how disgusting. Like, she was talking about those things, and it looked like she's really got another thing coming when it comes time for the prison sentence. She is not going to do well. Here's what we'll do. We'll just take a quick break, and we're going to talk more about Mama Donna and Wendi Adelson coming up next. Here we go.
You testified on direct that anybody in your family that had anything to do with it should be held responsible. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
And that includes you, doesn't it?
Anyone who's responsible.
So will Wendi be indicted by Thanksgiving? Our power panel weighs in. Plus, accused killer Corey Richens going after her sister-in-law, accusing her of paying witnesses. We'll be right back.
The defendant is guilty of first-degree murder.
Convicted for the murder of her former son-in-law. How long will the matriarch mastermind spend in prison?
Was it worth it?
The sentencing of Donna Adelson, today at 3 on Court TV.
Donna Adelson wasn't a regular mother.
She's the matriarch mastermind.
She's just being a parent, not a killer.
Victim to Verdict with Ted Rollins. Season finale, Saturday night at 8 Eastern and Pacific.
Only on Court TV.
Georgia, does Wendi have reason to be worried tonight?
You said that word. That's a bad word.
A bad word.
No W questions.
Worried is a bad word? Well, last time you should we say stay tuned? Do we need to stay tuned?
I mean, you can stay tuned.
Let's talk about what's trending in true crime. As Mama Donna Adelson is getting ready to be sentenced today for her crimes, many people are wondering if her daughter Wendi will be indicted next. After all, Donna Adelson was arrested just days after her son Charlie was convicted in the murder plot to kill Wendi's ex-husband Dan Markel. Wendi reportedly is living in Austin, Texas now with her 2 teenage sons that she shared with Danny. And now some people say she's got a new love interest as well. Florida attorney and friend of the network Dave Ehrenberg made a very bold prediction about daughter Wendi on Friday. Let's listen.
I predict that Wendi will be indicted by Thanksgiving. That's my prediction. I don't have any inside information, but if you watched the trial closely, which you did, you can see that Wendi was a featured player. And after the verdict, the jury foreperson came out and said that Wendi, who was the ex-wife here, deserved to be next.
Dave is the best. Now, to be clear, Court TV has not heard that this is the case, right? And Dave noted that he doesn't have inside information. It's just his thoughts, being someone very close to this case, who's followed the progression of it. And so we'll see. Fair enough. It's a good prediction. Where will Wendi be spending Thanksgiving if she's indicted or if she's not indicted? Let's talk about the odds. What are the odds that she's in jail for Thanksgiving? Let's bring in private investigator Manuel Gomez, celebrity attorney Ben Chu, and criminal defense attorney Jessica Mishali. All right, Manuel, let me start with you. Is Wendi getting indicted before the holiday? Oh, and Manuel's link just went away. We're going to have to wait to get that answer. That's okay. Ben Chu, let me go to you next, please. What do you think? Where's she spending Thanksgiving?
Julie, I don't know about the precise timing, but I do agree that it is likely that she will be indicted in the near future now that Wendi's trial is over and she's been convicted.
Ben, thanks. Jessica, to you next. What do you think about Thanksgiving?
So I agree that she kind of should be arrested and that it's obvious that she played that role. It's just mind-boggling to me the amount of time that's passed and that she hasn't been arrested or indicted. So after a while, you kind of lose faith, and I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what the state attorney's office is thinking or what the police are thinking. I just can't believe that it's taken this long. And so I don't have as much hope as the others.
Yeah, no, I hear you, Jessica, and I'm with you. And then let's explore that. You and Ben know very well throughout your careers how different offices handle things differently. And this is not a criticism of that office, because they've done a fine job with these prosecutions. They really have. There's been a tremendous amount of work and dedications. I applaud them. It's not an easy job to do. I also say, just from knowing how another office runs, one that I worked at, you know, offices run differently, and a more aggressive office might have said at the outset, we're going to indict all of you, and we're going to let the chips fall where they may, and you can all be joined as co-defendants and go to trial and see what happens and who rolls on who. Jessica, Does it surprise you at all being in Florida that things have gone this way in that office? Have you seen more expeditious, different prosecutions in other nearby offices?
Absolutely. It shocks me because what I see in my role as a criminal defense attorney is that the state is constantly charging where I don't think they have enough evidence to charge, where they bring back indictments for first-degree murder, where I don't think that there's enough for first-degree murder. And so I think that they really go hard, and that if anything, they overdo it. They also throw their power around because they have the right to charge, and they love to do that. And they love to push you to plead to something because they have the ability to charge you with something more than what you actually did. So being that that's what I see on a regular basis, this is really, really odd. And in my mind, one of two things happened. One is that there is something major behind the scenes that the rest of us don't know. And two is that somebody screwed up.
Oh, I like that analysis. I like that. Ben Chu, what do you think? I want your comments on that, what Jessica just shared, please.
Julie, I agree with Jessica. I think those are very keen insights. I also think that they are knowing how high profile a case and how it's captured the imagination of the country, I think they are doing it in a very methodical, conservative, brick by brick. And by doing it this way, they were able to take advantage of Wendy's testimony and the other prosecutions. So that may be another factor here.
Oh, that's a really good point, Ben. Thank you for that. Now, we know we never heard Wendi on any wiretaps, at least not until this point. If there are any, we don't know. We have heard her, though, on a podcast she recorded a long time ago, not long after the death of her ex-husband, Dan Markel. Let's take a listen to some of that podcast. It was for a writing class. Here we go.
We married when I was in my mid-20s, when I thought I could cheat the system and marry a man I lacked passionate love for because, hey, didn't that die anyway during marriage? I saw his intellect and big heart and thought he would make a wonderful father for my children. Our marriage dissolved after the children arrived, as the loneliness of being married to someone that didn't view me as an equal crept in.
She even made a distasteful joke during the podcast about when she refers to Danny Markel, who we know is a murder victim, and she says, I don't know if I should refer to him as my late ex-husband because that sounds like latex husband. I thought that was pretty distasteful. Just wanted to mention that. I took a listen to that podcast. It's called Writing Class Radio. If you want to listen to the whole thing, check it out. But I would think there'd be something there maybe these prosecutors can extract from that podcast. I would give it a good hard listen if I were them. Jessica, thoughts on Wendi and what she should be doing right now? Should she be getting a legal team ready?
She should get a one-way plane ticket to a place that doesn't have extradition.
Like mother, like daughter. No, kidding. Kidding.
I don't want to get a call from the bar that is not legal advice.
No,
that is
exactly.
only a joke.
Just a morning joke.
That is only a joke.
Exactly.
If I were her, I mean, she's not me, right? If it was me, I would be trying to repent and do as many good deeds as I could do and spend every moment mothering my children in the best possible way that I can. I don't know what she really could do at this point to avoid whatever is coming, right? If they're right and she's going to be arrested, there's nothing she can do right now to prevent it. She can just try to enjoy whatever time she has with her children.
Right. Ben Chu, I'd love to ask you about the kids too, please, because we know these boys are now teenagers. Their dad sadly is gone. We know because of this legal mess, they haven't been able to have the relationship with the Markels that they should have had. We know Donna's in lockup. What protections do you think need to be put in place for these boys to make sure they're taken care of if Wendy's indicted?
Well, I think that's really going to be up to the state. And just going back to your comment about the podcast, I thought it was all chilling. You know, her lack of affection for her husband, her cold analysis of why she married him. No wonder that he didn't reciprocate her affection, at least according to her. But I thought that tasteless joke, especially in the context of her children, this is something that her children, when they get older, are going to have to listen to. I just think it is chilling overall.
I'm with you, Ben. That's a good word for it. It really is. It really is. For anybody, again, who wants to listen to that, writing class radio, Wendi Adelson, and she really makes it all. It's all about herself, all about Wendi. We'll see what happens. She has not been indicted. She has not been named a suspect. Want to be very clear. No charges, nothing like that. We're just here making some educated guesses. Ben Chu, Jessica Mashali, stand by kindly, please, for more legal questions.